everybody. Day 15 of culinary school. Today was overwhelming, to say the least. I would say I had pretty good pace. Organization was okay, better but okay. Still needs a little bit of work. I thought my mise en place was there, but could still use some work in terms of getting everything I need for mise. I did not get my, as I'll talk about later, the sausage for my Farro, which sort of pushed me back a little bit. And also today is the day before finals, so I'm stressed out. I'm definitely feeling it, and I definitely feel like today could have gone a lot better. Definitely, I feel like my planning of dishes could have been better on timing of dishes. Although I really felt good about the plan. I started with the thing that would take the longest. So without further ado, let me get into the day, talk about what we did today. We talked about rice. So today was like grains and legumes. So rice and beans, basically working on making that in the pot from scratch, no rice cookers. So rice pilaf, which is like almost a long grain rice. We made some quinoa. We did some a 3-bean chili. We also did a farro with sausage. So all that with all that being made in class. So this is how I first worked on my chili, got that out of the way so that it could kind of heat up throughout within an hour. So did that first because I knew that would take the longest. So I got that out of the way so that after that I could work on the smaller items. So the quinoa I got out first. It came out pretty good. The big feedback coming from chef was that you can see some onions. You cannot show the onions. I did not mince them fine enough. So that's to me something that I can work on, is just having finer cut onions. So that's how the quinoa went. That was the first one. I think the doneness was pretty good. The flavor was good. Just the onions there could have been smaller. You're not supposed to really show that. And I'll talk about that also showed up in the rice. So this is the rice in the pot. And really, it starts with the mise and getting your onions cut at the right length, making sure that is where it's supposed to be. And that's sort of how I presented it. I just kind of peeled around and kind of took a spoon and dug out the onions. He did mention the onions in the quinoa, so I kind of dug it out and let him know that I just dug it out and made the same mistake. Because I was cooking the quinoa and rice pretty much at the same time, so they almost got cooked at the same time. So so just digging that out. And making sure that I didn't present that again. With this, it was it came out a little bit less seasoned. I thought I seasoned it properly. It didn't come out as seasoned as it should have been. Could have used probably more salt. This is how my chili came out. I made the mistake of just letting the chili sit too long. I had already finished it and I kind of let it sit, and it was too dry. You can still see some liquid here, but chef asked for more liquid in the chili. I mean, chili's chili, right? So you've had it. Also, I could have used some more spices in my chili. And then also the big no-no here is having a giant piece of tomato. I should have chopped those up. I didn't. I just sort of was getting everything and making sure that I was trying to get everything hot and ready, and didn't chop up my tomatoes, which is a big no-no. I feel like overall I was sort of all over the place today in terms of where I was, and I don't know, I just feel overwhelmed, really. I just with the final tomorrow as well, I just trying to keep it all in one place, trying to stay focused with my head down, and focus on what I can control. So yeah, this is the big tomato. So big no. Again, if this shows up in the final, obviously I won't do it again. So your dishes are better the second time around because you make those mistakes. And then this is the farro. I didn't get to present my farro. I could have, but didn't. I just ran out of time in terms of I could have had this done, but I was like washing dishes and it was just poor management. I should have had it done and I didn't, because it was already like simmering on top of the stove for a while. So I could have had it done, could have presented it, could have at least got some feedback, but didn't. I also struggled with the conversions of the fluid ounces with this dish. Just small things that I can control that I'm not, and it's frustrating that I'm where I am, and I'm feeling it. I'm definitely feeling it. I'm down, but I'm trying to just stay positive and keep at it. I've been cooking rice my whole life, and so to have this day like sort of come and like put in an underwhelming performance, I would say, is disappointing to say the least. So definitely some improvement. I did take this home. I did eat it. It was pretty good. Pretty good, I would say. I wish I could have presented it. I would say a few grains here and there were undercooked, and I think that was due to the lack of liquid, or me just sort of ballparking the liquid. So there are industry standards to the liquid, but other than that, I think it came out pretty well. But here is also a consequence of my lack of, like, my mise en place could have been better, because this missed. There's no red beans in this, and that was just because I didn't have the time to get the red beans, or just didn't make the time to get the red beans, and that's totally on me. That's totally my fault. And again, I'm just feeling it. I feel like I could definitely have done better. And then we talked about our final for tomorrow, what we are going to be tested on. We're going to have our product ID, we're going to have our knife cuts practical, and then we're going to do some grains that we've worked on today: quinoa, farro, rice, cooked egg. So it's either a fried egg, a poached egg, or a hard-boiled egg. Or I'm sorry, the boiled eggs, which is 3 types of egg. Blanch, shock, and reheat vegetables. We're gonna grill and roast as well, vinaigrette. We're gonna do 2 of those, and then we're gonna do an emulsion. So definitely will be studying up as much as I can right after this video, but just wanted to get this sort of recorded so that I have it, and then I will sort of study. I've already started my study guide, and I've been practicing knife cuts. Did some this weekend. I'm just nervous and overwhelmed, but just trying to put head down and do as much as I can and try to put my best foot forward tomorrow, and just sort of breathe and have a plan for tomorrow. So thank you guys so much for watching. That was day 15, if I'm not mistaken. Was that day 15? Day 15 of culinary school. Thank you guys so much for being here. Peace. Talk to you soon.